Welcome back to a new episode. Today I want to talk about freedom, rebirth, and how to transform your life and how to embrace your own death, the death of old identities, and to create new identities all the time so you can always be in sync with the motion of life. Because life is ever changing. Nothing is still in the fucking universe. And so are you. You are an ever-changing being. And embracing change and going through changes can be challenging, but there is so much power in surrendering, in shedding layers after layers so you come back to your truth always and forever. So the reason why it's such an important subject for me is, if you listen to the podcast from the very first episode, this very podcast was created after such a hard time in my life. After a very, very emotionally painful breakup. And I was trying to process these huge waves of pain and sorrow and feeling so broken. And I started recording my voice because I was processing. And because I was processing very, very precious lessons, I was like, I don't want to lose that. I don't want that it's just on my phone and it disappeared. I want to make a podcast out of it because it is so precious to me, and I know from the deepest part of my heart that it can also help someone, and it can just help someone to not feel lonely. And now it became my favorite place because it's a place where I feel so free to share my voice, and I don't really care. I don't edit it. I don't try to make it perfect. That's the only place where I really have no perfectionism. So I love this place so much. So let's jump right into it. I cut my hair for a second time 2 days ago, and it's very short now. And now I feel ready to actually shave them. That's been a long time. If you know me, you know that I have this project in my head for years, and I never felt brave enough to go fully in, and I was missing the point. I was like, I will shave my head when I lose a few pounds so that, I look more sexy. And the whole point of me wanting to shave my head is as an initiation to let go of my attachment to my physical appearance. To not try to find my beauty in the way I look, but to go within. There is such a spiritual aspect for me of shaving my head. And now I feel ready to do so. I think it's coming soon. But I'm gonna enjoy my short hair. And because of that, I feel like I have a new identity. I feel so different. I felt like I was stuck in myself. Like I tried to contain and to be the same person. And now being single is the most liberating thing for me. I haven't been single a lot in my life. I've always been in relationships, or I was dating a lot. And for the first time in my life, actually second time, but the first time it didn't last so long. Maybe it won't last long this time. I don't know. And I don't really care. Actually, I want to embrace this single time. It feels so damn empowering. I feel like I lost my power in so many external people and situations. And now I'm gathering all of that back in, freeing myself. I never felt more free in my entire fucking life. I feel so embodied in my body. I feel like I love my body so much. I love every single part of my body. And I didn't lose weight. And I didn't change this or that. I feel so empowered with like growing my hair on my armpit and being confident enough to show it. I feel so confident cutting my hair. That was literally my favorite aspect of my physical appearance, my long, white hair. It defines such a huge part of my personality, and I was attached to it. just as I was attached to my ex-partner, just as I was attached to some part of my personality, some aspect of myself, some stuff I believed, some stories. I was very attached to some stories I was telling myself. And now I feel free, liberated. I feel more myself than ever, and I know that I'm ever changing, and I embrace the change. I embrace that right now at this very moment when I'm recording. I'm a certain person and I believe certain things to be really true. There is stuff I believe in my heart, in my gut, in my yoni to be so true right now that I know that maybe in 5 minutes or one day or a year or 10 years from now it will be different, and I have no fucking clue. And that's the beauty of it. That is terrifying. Change and the unknown is terrifying. It terrifies me to my core. But this is such a beautiful part of life. And I really invite you to embrace the change and to embrace the discomfort and the fears that comes with change. That is okay to be afraid to let go of some old parts of you. That is okay to reinvent yourself. That is okay to change your mind. That is okay to break an identity. I did that over and over and over again in my life. Especially when I fell in love with a woman. That was breaking a huge identity of mine. Especially my friends, they know me as, the seductress. I don't know if you say that in English, but I love to seduce and to be flirty, and I always been very into, I don't know, dating and sensuality and flirting, and this is in my essence. Maybe it will change again. But and I had quite a lot of partners, and suddenly I fell in love with a woman. And you have to let go. You have to let go of what you think about yourself. And right now, I believe myself to be a certain way, and I'm discovering that I'm just this thing in motion. We are all just energy in motion, and we have a body and we think it's still, but it's always moving and growing and evolving. And that's the beauty of it. And embracing change means embracing death, embracing grief, embracing pain. To reinvent yourself, to have more space for the new you, something has to die. In order for something to be born, something has to die. And this death, sometimes it's glamorized in the spiritual world, community, self-development, whatever. But it's fucking painful. It will sorry. It will crush you. It will bring you to your knees, to the deepest part of yourself. But out of this pain, you will have the strength to build yourself. This pain will shape you, and this pain comes with so much beauty and even more love. And yesterday, so we are 1st of February today. Yesterday, I was looking back to a video I filmed 31 of December 2020, last year, so a month ago, where I was so devastated, still from the breakup. I filmed myself crying and feeling so much pain because I was entering 2021 with so much heaviness and pain and sorrow in my heart, and I felt like it wouldn't change. But I recorded myself and I was like, I want to look at this video in 1 year from now, and that I changed so much and that my life is so much greater now. And I look at it yesterday, 1 month after, and I was like, oh baby, oh baby girl, I love you so much. Oh baby girl, if you only you knew that even 1 month from now, you're gonna be in such a different space. You're gonna feel your own power as you never did before. You're gonna be unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable. You're gonna feel so free and so unapologetic for the first time, to that depth, because you experienced that amount of pain, that amount of resistance to change, that amount of resistance to what has had to die in order for me to be reborn. All this relationship, all the projects and the belief that I had around this relationship that died. And only because I knew the depth of the pain. I never had such a painful breakup. And I truly don't believe that it was the person I was the most in love with in my life. I had a beautiful story with that person. But the amount of pain that came with it was so huge. It didn't make any sense. And I felt like through that breakup, I was actually processing all the breakups, all the heartbreaks that I had experienced in my life before. Crazy enough, on the flip side, on the other side of that, I feel so good. Let me tell you, change is painful, uncomfortable, and wonderful. When you can embrace this nature, when you can let yourself die over and over and over again, and strips those layers away, that's how you become one with life. That's how you embrace God, the universe, however you want to call it. That's what I'm realizing now. The universe was teaching me. God was supporting me the whole time. But when you are deep in the pain, you can't see it. You know it with your head, but your heart is broken. Your whole being, your whole body feels so much pain that you don't want to hear shit. People were telling me like, everything happens for a reason, and you will understand that you will understand that it has a bigger purpose, a bigger meaning. You will grow so much from that. You will be stronger from that. You don't want to hear those shit. Let me tell you, I didn't want to hear that. I knew this with my head. I know it. I lived it before. For me, it was a need to just go through it, to sit with the pain. And then yesterday, when I was looking at that video and I saw myself crying and I was just holding myself. Right now, I was holding myself from 1 month ago and I was like, babe, trust. Trust deeper that everything is happening for you, not to you. And everything in my life was like this. Every hardship brought me to a better version of myself. It's up to you. You decide. I see many people. They have one tragedy, one traumatic experience, and they stay there forever. And they blame it. They blame who they are, their personality, to that experience. It's up to you to decide. You can let the pain and the tragedies shape you, allowing it to allow yourself to be hurt, to be in the pain, to live what you have to live right now. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be for a greater purpose. If you're in pain right now, listening to that, that's okay. You're in pain and that's it. Leave your pain. If you're in pain right now, I'm sending you all the deepest love. And I would love for you to imagine that I'm holding your hand and that you can feel held, feel supported, feel loved, and feel that that is okay. The problem is when you stay there forever. You need your time, and maybe it will take a week, a day, month, years, but at some point you have to go back to the flow of life. You have to die. You have to let go that old identity, this past. You have to let it go. It doesn't serve you. It's too heavy to carry. And it's keeping you away from your truth and from your freedom. So what can you let go today? What layers of you can you just breathe out? What part of yourself can you let dying? It will be uncomfortable. It will be painful. And there is no bypassing. There is no bypassing. I tried. I tried so hard to avoid it many times in my life. And it's a natural thing to do, to try to avoid, and that's okay. But at some point, you get to process this shit out of your system so you can find real freedom. This is a path for the brave ones, for the one willing to do the work, for the one who embraces duality, who understand that if you can feel love so deeply, it comes with pain so deeply as well. And if you go through pain so deeply, it means you can also feel love so deeply. And it's beautiful. And it's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with me today. I would like to honor your time and your presence, for you listening to my voice right now, for you listening to my truth, for you receiving my love. This is what I do in this podcast. I just channel from my heart without knowing where I'm gonna go, hoping that it will come to you at the perfect time, that you will hear what you need to hear, leave what you don't resonate with, and keep what you want. You are so beautiful. And you have the right to change, to evolve, to destroy parts of yourself, to build new ones. You have the right to change your mind. You have the right to completely change your opinions, your beliefs, your actions, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you dress, the way you make love, the way you make money. You have the right to change all of it at any given moment. The only person keeping you stuck from evolving and changing is yourself. Even when you think it's the outside, it's actually the inside. And that might be a bitter truth, a hard pill to swallow. It was for me. I was like, no, I'm not getting in my own way. Like, for real, this is because of this relationship. For real, this is because of the place I live in. For real, it's because of my parents. That was my truth. I was convinced. I truly believed in that. But this is bullshit. Everything comes from within. When I could finally realize that I was the one keeping myself stuck from changing. You can change in a second. Your life will change in a second. You can go outside and have a car accident and use the ability to even move your body forever. This will take, 1 second? Just the impact between you and the car. 1 second was what it took for my girlfriend to say, it's over. I'm going, I'm leaving. 1 second it was from my dear friend that lost his dad recently. 1 second he was alive, the next second he was not on this planet anymore. Life can change in an instant. It's hard to believe because we are so attached to time. But life can really change in an instant. It takes nothing to change. So you can change for the better. So you can decide today to talk in a different way, to open your heart in a different way, to try something new, to embrace the discomfort that will come with change. Because changing the way you move, changing the way you talk, you think it will feel weird for the people around you. It might feel weird, but it's mostly gonna be inside of you. The discomfort of like, oh my God, what are they gonna think? And what if I lose them? And what if they judge me? And what if I'm alone? But it's up to you to embrace the ever-changing nature of life and to think back with nature, to allow yourself to bloom in your spring and to die in your winter, to shed layers and layers, just like the snake, getting out of your own skin, growing a new skin. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Right now, in this moment, who do you want to be? Just be that. You have the power to be that. You don't need anything else outside of yourself to be that. You already are. If you can desire it, if you can visualize it, if you can feel it in your body, then you can do it. For sure, it's going to be uncomfortable, but you can do it. Trust me. I'm talking from experience with myself and with all my clients I worked with. It takes courage, bravery, but you can do it because you're a brave one. If you're listening to this podcast, you are a brave one. You're fucking brave, babe. And you can do it. No more guilt, no more shame, no more holding back. What would it take for you to be fully yourself? To be the person you want to be, to embrace change, to let go, to surrender. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Let's tap into our bodies right now together. If you're driving, don't close your eyes, but still take the breath. If you're not driving or not doing anything crazy, you can close your eyes. Take one deep breath in. Feel your belly expanding, your chest, your collarbones. And exhale, surrender. One more with a vocal exhale. Take up space with your exhale. Release with your exhale everything that no longer serves you. Anything that has to die, exhale it out of your body. Teach your body, show your body how it feels to let go. because it's not a mental process. It's not something you get with your mind. It's something your body does. Inhale. Inhale, 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 inhale to the top of your lungs. Take even more air. And exhale, let go. And with that sweet, sweet, sweet breath, I wish you a beautiful, wonderful rest of your night, day, whatever. I love you so much.